Let's talk about it, Boulder.
Building
Well,
something.
it's no one patience in this world. How do we exude patience when we could call up right now and get a pizza delivery right here?
Coach Prime's hilarious. I know y'all know that, but he said something that really surprised the Colorado media. And truth be told, he did a good job of explaining why patience is non-existent nowadays in, the best Coach Prime way. We'll play the video of him talking about it because I think it's funny. But it's pretty accurate because it kind of goes hand in hand with how this season has gone. So let's jump into that. Plus, legend Nick Saban made a statement about Lane Kiffin and the job search, and I think it kind of applies here to Prime as well. So let's dive into that here on the Prime Time for College Football. Hog Media Production, presented by Sleeper. I'm your host, Jay. Thank y'all for pulling up to the channel. So in this one, Coach Prime, at his presser this week, made some funny jokes and I guess you say quote unquote analogies that had us all cracking up. Let's hear what Prime had to say because I think it just makes sense for you to listen to the entire context of what he's talking about.
Hey, Coach. Shane Holcomb, Scobo Sports. I just want to get your comments on recently we've seen a theme across the college football landscape where, teams are moving on from their coaches faster than ever.
Yeah,
Do you think that,
unfortunate.
these schools and fan bases have lost the sense of patience in the process of building
Well,
something?
it's no one patience in this world. How do we exude patience when we could call up right now and get a pizza delivery right here? That you could call and get a ride waiting outside for you. Everything is expeditious in this country. Everyone wants the quick fix, the quick things. You got mail order brides too, right? You get married, right away. You could get a BBL. You could come in here flat as I don't know what, and leave thick as a snicker. So this is a different country that we live in, man. Ain't nobody got no patience no more. I understand that, and I don't either. I don't have patience as well. I want things done right now because I'm used to getting up there working, putting in the work, and you want the results from the work you put in. It don't oftentimes work like that. That's a great question. I appreciate that.
So as you hear him talk about that, it's pretty hilarious, right? That he referenced BBLs and stuff. But to his point and to his credit, what he's pointing out here is that it is very, 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 very tough nowadays because we don't have patience. We want that instant gratification. We want the answer today. We want the win today. We want everything today. And that's something that he's working through right now because he wants it too. And so, as you know, he hasn't left the stadium. He said he's been staying there every night trying to find answers to all the problems that they have and what they can do to fix it. And so, Prime is all in there at Colorado. And so he's kind of talked through that and explained it. And I mean, he's right. I'm glad that he's showing the dedication there because that component to me really leads heavily into the Nick Saban statement because Saban was pretty spot on with his point here about Lane Kiffin and the jobs that's available and what's going on because everybody wants that quick fix. They want the microwave. And unless you already have a foundation set, it's going to be really hard to be successful out there in that. And so Prime knows it. He kind of points that out. He gives y'all the answers that, I mean, of course, a lot of people don't want to hear, but he keeps it a buck in everything that he talks about. And so I want to talk about what Nick Saban had to say about the Brian Kelly firing as well as Lane Kiffin and how this really ties over to Coach Prime. But first, shout out to our partners over there at Sleeper. If you're not checking them out for daily fantasy ball, you are definitely missing out. Some of the best odds and options out there. And so we're going to make a couple of picks because in their October promo, use our promo code PRIMETIME. They'll match your first deposit at 100% up to $100. Plus, they'll give you $20 just for signing up. Like, you just try it out. You never know what you think about it. And so we look at it right now, you see they've got a 35% boost on college football right now. So if you do college football, pick 3 or more players in there, you'll see a 35% profit boost if you win. And you can jump right in there and activate it. It's one that's easy to jump into. So if we use that, all we got to do is come in here, pick college ball. Like I said, it's very simple to do. Let's see. We're gonna run with a little bit. We'll run a little Diego Pavia. We'll look at Jade Mavia because Lincoln Riley likes to throw the ball all over the place. Fernando Mendoza, he's been cooking. Radcliffe will go less on him just because. But again, pick 2 or more players, pick more or less on their stats, and you'll get that profit bonus at 35% if you hit. So use our promo code PRIMETIME. They're going to hook you up. 100% matching your first deposit up to $100. Plus, they're going to give you $20 just for signing up. Terms and conditions apply. See Sleepers Terms of Use for details. So Nick Saban also weighed in on all of this coaching stuff. And I thought his weigh-in was super interesting. And this is why I say that, because, of course, he knows Lane Kiffin. He knows Lane from the days of working with him at Alabama. He took, the Florida Atlantic job, and then he worked his way back up and got the Ole Miss job. And so all the speculation out there is that Lane's going to bounce. And I mean, I can see it. Florida wants him. He's mentioned about loving Florida. He's like the rebirth of Steve Spurrier, as people say. That's kind of the conversation there. But Saban said this, and I thought this was very interesting. He stated that changes drastically with the whole question of what constitutes the best job. What used to make a job great was facilities, fan support, good academic support, recruiting base, and being able to create value for the players. Now that has been minimized to how much money do you have to spend on building a roster. And this is where things got important here. He said basically that with him at Ole Miss, he's probably in a much better situation than he would be if he leaves and goes somewhere else. And he said that Lane is the first name to come up for Florida and the first name to come up for LSU. But I think you have to have a long debate on whether either one of those jobs is actually better than the job he has now, because he has some guys over there at Ole Miss that give him pretty much whatever he wants from a roster standpoint. He may not necessarily have the same thing at Florida or LSU. So you look at these jobs differently now. And he went on with some more stuff about that, but I think that that's kind of where the value in his point comes in. Because think about it this way. For Prime in the same situation, his name is coming up in every job out there. Like literally, his name is one of I think he's like a plus 500 right now in the odds to get the UCLA job. So you're hearing his name in all these places or whatnot. And so the question, of course, some of y'all have even asked is like, why are we even talking about this? What makes you think Prime would even leave? I don't. But I'm making this point because, yes, this year is pretty bad. But that's not a holistic look at how Prime feels about Colorado, mainly because Prime basically is getting what he wants here. We know he's dealing with health situations or whatnot, and we know money isn't a concern for him. The biggest thing in his plate is getting these guys up and running. We know he don't want to go to the pros. And so the conversation about Prime going somewhere else doesn't really make much sense because he has so much power and control and he's got so much leeway there at Colorado. They understand that he's doing a lot of a combination of rebuilding and starting over, because for him, the big thing was he came here, he brought some great players with him. So he's able to bring his own Louis, ramp up from 4-8 to 9-4 quickly. And then now this year, it's those two guys are gone. Well, most of that roster is gone. Now he's got to do that again. And so this year is the year of trying to figure things out. I know everybody's upset. The discipline stuff isn't there. There's a lot of things that isn't there. But reliance in the portal has made things tough. Well, from there, he's going to take that and move on to the next level. Now, the expectation is that Prime's going to be able to right this ship in time, which I think he will, based upon the way that the players like him and how they responded in the past. We just need to see this team actually do it. So the question is, can Prime right the ship? Can Prime get this staff going? Because, I mean, Rob Livingston walked in and turned the defense around instantly. Now it's reverted back. They're going to have to start working on the personnel, working on the discipline, the players, and get it going and get some more of the horses in there that can help win games. But I point that out because Prime's name's going to keep coming up. Just keep that in mind. He's going to keep coming up. He's going to be a name that everybody's going to talk about. But that does not mean that he's going to go anywhere. It's going to take a lot to get him out of Colorado. And that's the one thing that's good for you all. The question is, can he flip this around next season to where it's a much better season and all of y'all are excited? We'll find out in December around the portal time. Let me know what y'all think. Hop in those comments. I want to hear y'all's thoughts. All right. Let's prep for Arizona. We'll look at the numbers and see the comparisons and see what Colorado needs to do to win this game. They need it desperately. Got to get back to 4-5. Got to get back to 500. So you need to win a few of these games and get bowl eligible. Get bowl eligible. To me, that salvages the season. Shout out to our partners over there at Sleeper. They'll hook you up. Use our promo code PRIMETIME. They're going to give you a match your first deposit at 100% up to $100. Terms and conditions apply. See Sleeper's terms of use for details. And we'll chop it up soon.